Hey, what's going on, everyone? Today's January the 7th, 2023. We're talking about billionaire problems today, and today's target's going to be on Elon Musk. Yeah, you guys can see this article was posted from the New York Post just today, January the 7th, 2024, talking about how Elon has used illegal drugs at parties around the globe, worrying executive at his companies. Now, you may say companies is plural. Yeah, it is, because Elon owns a lot of companies. He has Tesla, he has SpaceX, he has the Boring Company, he has Neuralink, and he has that AI chatbot XAI. That's a whole lot of businesses that this man owns. And if he's utilizing illegal drugs, I mean, would you want to know about it if you were a stakeholder, if you were a stockholder in one of these businesses? If you have contracts with with the business that he has, would you want to know that this man is using drugs? Let's talk about it. You guys can see right here from the article that Elon Musk has used illegal drugs at parties and appeared drugged at events, worrying executives and board members of his various companies, a new bombshell report claims. This is a bombshell. More evidence. Actual people witnessing Elon being drugged or even taking drugs at parties. The 52nd world richest man allegedly used LSD, cocaine, ecstasy, and magic mushrooms at bashes across the globe, where fellow ragers must sign non-disclosure agreements, or they got to give up their cell phones in order for them to get in the door. They got to sign non-disclosure agreements that whatever you see, you better not say nothing. Whatever you see, you better not talk about it, because you signed this NDA. Or if you want to come in the door, give me your phone. Wow. What type of party really goes on to where you cannot even have your cell phone in the party with you? What type of party are they having when you got to have an NDA signed before you even go in and dance on the dance floor? Makes you wonder. The Tesla and SpaceX CEO also has publicly smoked marijuana and has admitted to taking ketamine to treat his depression. Ketamine. Musk took several tabs of acid. What? Let me read that again. Musk took several tabs of acid at a party he hosted in Los Angeles in 2018. The following year, he indulged in magic mushrooms at an event in Mexico. And in 2021, he took ketamine recreationally with his brother, Kimball Musk, at a Miami house party. This is what the Journal is reporting. I'm talking about the Wall Street Journal, which is very accredited in the content that they produce. If they have this information, what's really going on? Why are there so many instances to where the Wall Street Journal is coming out telling us that Elon Musk is doing acid, magic mushrooms, and ketamine at various parties, at get-togethers? Will an investigation pop off with all of these allegations to look into Elon Musk? Or will the world go quiet and act like they don't see what's going on between Elon Musk and this billionaire problem? Let's go and see what else this article goes on to say from the Post. Such drug use by Musk would have the potential to threaten his position at his publicly traded companies, where shareholders would prefer not to have a CEO own drugs. Makes sense, right? Especially if you have a CEO on drugs making rash decisions. SpaceX, while private, has a number of federal contracts that forbid drug use. And here he is, back on Joe Rogan's podcast, smoking weed. But they don't act like that even happened. Now, check this out. If there's an allegation against you and they come to you, the person who's trying to relinquish this information to the public, and they come at you and they say, hey, let me get your thoughts about this before I go ahead and put this out on the internet and make it public. What do you have to say about this, Elon? This is what he said. Musk himself didn't respond to the Wall Street Journal for the story, but a spokesman, Alex Spiro, said he was regularly drug tested and never failed. He also said there are other false facts in the story, but didn't specify them to the Wall Street Journal. Okay. Now, Elon Musk is a billionaire, right? He's one of the richest people on the planet. Alex is trying to tell us that he gets tested regularly for drug tests. Why would that even be the case? Regularly means it happens more than once. Most people, when they get drug tested, it's not on a consistent basis. It doesn't happen continually. Maybe you get it on your entry into a new position on the job. And then maybe every so often when you have federal contracts or you work for the government, you may every so often take drug tests. But you don't usually get regular drug tests unless there's probable cause. So why would Alex come out with a statement said that Elon gets tested all the time and he passes those tests? Now, if you were the billionaire, one of the richest people on the planet, would you not agree that there's ways that you can pass a drug test just to prove that you're clean? I'm quite sure that there's ways, things that you can take, things that you can digest and eat before you get tested that will show that there's no drugs in your system. Let's not be oblivious to how the world really works. While the billionaire is known for his erratic and at times impulsive behavior, some executives noticed a sharp change in 2017. More witnesses and more evidence, to where he slurred through a bizarre, rambling speech in front of hundreds of SpaceX employees, raising questions about his substance use. Although there's no proof he was on drugs. Well, if somebody's slurring on a speech, what else could it be if it's not drugs? Is he having convulsions? Should he have a medical check to make sure that his body is functioning correctly? It was a rambling speech, meaning it wasn't concise. It wasn't on point. He was just talking all types of things in front of these SpaceX employees. A witness described this bizarre rambling as nonsensical, unhinged, cringeworthy. And SpaceX President Gwynne Shotwell finally stepped in and took over. This is what the paper reported. It was so asinine, so ridiculous of what he was saying that the CEO came and grabbed the mic from Elon and said, "Give me the mic, because you're talking crazy." And as a CEO, as the leader of this business, you cannot talk crazy. You have a perception to keep. And when your own employees, who's supposed to look up to you, look side-eye at you, say, "What in the world is this man talking about?" And when the CEO comes and grabs the mic and said, "Go, this is not the time." We have to keep our image pristine. But here he is, rambling, slurring through the speech, 15 minutes. And I can just imagine what the people saw. Now, the hard part is that I bet many of them employees have also signed NDAs or some other type of contract to make them be quiet, especially working for SpaceX, because I know they got government contracts. So you got to be quiet. You got to keep these things under wraps. But somebody obviously is saying something because the Wall Street Journal is picking up on this. Now, Spiro told the Journal the account of the events was false, as has been confirmed by countless people who were present. Now, Wall Street Journal is coming out with some allegations. It is upon Elon, Alex, the spokesman for Elon, or someone else in Elon's camp to come out with some evidence to prove that. Because right now, it's just hyperbole. You're just talking right now. Alex is just talking by him saying that everything that's Wall Street Journal is pretty much is saying is not real. It's true. It's not true. It's false. By countless people. Well, who are these people? The Post has reached out to Spiro for comment on the Journal's report. I guess he didn't respond neither to them. In 2018, Musk got into trouble after smoking weed on camera with podcaster Joe Rogan. That's in 2018. Here it is, 2024. 5 years. What happened with that situation? Was there an investigation done? Like, Elon was literally on a publicly syndicated podcast, Joe Rogan, smoking weed. Did his security clearance get pulled? Did he step down as CEO of SpaceX? Or did people just simply turn a blind eye because he was smoking weed in California, where it is legal to do that? Now, this article, the Post, the Wall Street Journal, all said that he smoked weed. But this article here also says that he did LSD, mushrooms, ketamine, cocaine. So maybe weed is not so bad if he's actually taking all of those other illegal drugs. Executives were also concerned. Here's another situation to where Elon tweeted in 2018 that he was going to take Tesla private, which sparked an SEC investigation to whether the statement was misleading or false. This is what people familiar with the matter told the Wall Street Journal. You kind of see some things going on between Elon Musk and his behavior. A rational person who is not on drugs does not act this way. They do not create ramblings, slurred speeches, cringeworthy speeches when you're in your right mind. You don't send out tweets telling that you're going to take a publicly traded company private that sparked an SEC investigation. You also don't do this. Elon Musk tells advertisers who left his platform, Twitter, now known as X, to go F yourself. CEOs don't do that. You have a perception. Here he is in his 1981 bomber's jacket. He's not supposed to talk that way. If you don't want advertisers on your platform, then don't allow them to come. But apparently, Elon wants them there. But then on the other end, you tell them to go F themselves. Now, if I was an advertiser and you're telling me that you don't want me on your platform, then cool. Done. I'm not going to be at a place to where I'm not wanted. And I'm quite sure all the advertisers feel the same way, especially when he run a platform that is run amok, is running crazy. So many things are now being allowed on the platform that many advertisers do not want their ads next to. So this could have actually been the nail in the coffin for X right here, where this man telling people to go F themselves. Now, he made that comment while being interviewed by Andrew Ross Sorkin, speaking about the current advertiser boycott. What this advertising boycott is going to do is, it is going to kill the company, Musk said, and the whole world will know that those advertisers killed the company. No, they didn't kill the company. He killed the company because he just told them to go F themselves. Does that make any sense that he will try to lay the blame on the advertisers who's decided not to go advertise on his platform? You can't be mad at them, Elon. You the one told them to go. Don't advertise. If someone is going to try and blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go F yourself, Musk said, adding, go F yourself again. He didn't say it once, he said it twice. And then, is that clear? That's what he said. This is quotes. Hey, Bob, talking about Bob Iger, CEO of Disney. If you're in the audience, that's how I feel. Don't advertise. Oh, okay. But he knows that he needs advertisers' money in order for the business to stay afloat. A individual will have to have a way with words to convey a point that I still need the money for this business, but I also don't approve of people coming through to try to blackmail me and to make me need their money, rather than just blatantly go out and say, go F yourself. There's something mentally off track when you have a CEO telling people to go F themselves, and he cannot verbally switch his words around to convey the point that if you want to do certain things that I don't agree with, being the CEO of my platform, then yes, please step aside. We'll go ahead and find some other advertiser who would like to work with me and my platform. But instead, here he is in the 1984 bomber's jacket telling people to go ahead and F themselves. So he killed the company if X does not be around in the next 5-10 years. Understand that. Advertisers have a right to choose where they want to spend their money. Right, I get it. Elon Musk has a right to put whatever he wants on his platform. There you go. We will have both parties happy. Elon, do you? Advertisers, go over there and do you. The sad part is, I think the advertisers will prevail because there's other platforms that they can place their ads on to bring in their revenue. Elon, he doesn't have other platforms that he can go to continue X to stay afloat. Now, look at this. Here's another article from the Business Insider. A report that Elon Musk uses ketamine could put his security clearance at risk again. Now, I'm seeing a pattern. If you see a pattern, you would begin to say that, okay, those who are in authority need to step in and actually investigate. This article was produced July the 8th, 2023. This article came out today. This article came out July 8th, 2023. So they know about this situation. This is not like a bombshell. This is not new. We have people, we have situations, we have reports, we have articles all stating that this man is utilizing drugs. Now, again, it is all alleged. But you can see down here, the Wall Street Journal reported last month that Elon Musk uses ketamine, a controlled substance, at parties. This is what two attorneys is trying to say. That claim could put his security clearance at risk. NASA and the Air Force previously investigated Musk for smoking weed. What happened to that investigation? That was in 2018. So apparently in 2023, nothing came of it because he's still the CEO of SpaceX. He is still allowed to run SpaceX. Now, just like the New York Post reached out, or the Wall Street Journal reached out to Elon for comment, and his spokesman stepped in. Here, back in 2023, when this article came out, they also asked Elon Musk again about this situation. He didn't respond to the request, though. SpaceX and the head of Musk's family office also did not respond to a request for comment. They're asking, hey, Elon, we're getting these allegations that you're utilizing drugs. What's going on? He's not responding. SpaceX, the other business that Musk runs, is not responding. The Defense Department, the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, the Defense Counterintelligence and Security Agency, and the Air Force declined to comment on the status of Musk's security clearance. Man, everyone is keeping quiet. Why are people staying quiet? And also declined to comment on whether ketamine use is grounds for revoking a security clearance. A NASA spokesman did not respond to a request for comment. Nobody's talking. I guess that's one of the perks of being one of the richest men on the planet, is people stay quiet. People stay quiet. That is why so many crimes go unnoticed, unreported. Because best believe if Elon Musk was some regular person on the streets and there's allegations that that individual utilizes drugs, there would have been all types of investigations already started. Job would have been on the line, destroying the family. Maybe that's why everyone is staying quiet, because they don't want to destroy Elon Musk. That's a privilege. You understand that, right? There's privileges that he has that many ordinary people don't get, all because of the money he has and the clout and the fame. It places him in a different category than you and me. But he's just a man like you and I are, right? So why should he get preferential treatment and we can't? Billionaire problem. Now, here it is, 2019, from Vanity Fair, March 8, 2019. Here's that famous image of him smoking that weed. This seems to be a consistent problem, or at least it continues to pop up. It's nothing new. And the longer that this goes on, you can only imagine it getting worse until something terrible happens. Until something so damning that you cannot put it no longer under the table. You cannot sweep it under the rug and act like your room is clean. There's crumbs, there's dirt being shown right now of his alleged use of these drugs. But everyone is trying to sweep it and act like there's nothing going on. It started here on that image. And then it started again. You saw more dirt when other witnesses saw him allegedly taking drugs at parties, multiple parties, and other instances to where he's on a national stage talking crazy, talking to advertisers to go F themselves, having conversations with SpaceX employees, rambling, slurred speech, unhinged, just talking out his ass. These are all dirts, but people are sweeping it under the rug. What will it take for people to step through and say, all right, this is it, done. We need to have a conversation with Elon. He needs to get his situation act together or he's not going to be CEO of these businesses. Now, when you look at the comments from the article from this post, right? Let's scroll down here and look at these comments. Why do I get the feeling that Musk is being targeted again? Now, hold on. It's not about being targeted. It's about what we see. Elon Musk is doing things out the norm. This is not regular of a CEO. CEOs do not act unhinged, erratic, talk out their ass. They don't do that. They don't smoke weed on camera. So he's not being targeted. He's giving people reason to look at him. That's it. He's giving people reasons to look at him. Look at what Lester talked about, what he wrote. Absolutely. Who cares if a genius experimented a few times? Sure, it didn't slow Musk down. Give me what he's taking. This is the world that we live in. This is exactly the world that we live in. People like that. Until somebody takes some of the drugs that Elon allegedly takes and rams into one of his family members and takes them out. They get deleted. But then he'll want to fix his comment. But right now it's okay. Since Musk bought Twitter, the liberal mob realized they can't control him, so they decided to destroy him. Here it is. You got people trying to make sides. I could care less about left, right, Democrat, Republican. This is a man. And the things he does have impact. Being the CEO of all of his businesses, he impacts the employees of every one of those businesses. He impacts the stockholders who hold some of these publicly traded companies. He has to move a certain direction. You just cannot move haphazardly and act like you have no impact on nobody. It's already been said, but yes, another hit piece. This man was adored by the left because of Tesla and his positive impact on the environment. He sold more electric cars than all American manufacturers combined because he invented the EV. Wait, hold up. That's why you got to fact check people. Elon Musk did not invent the EV. He was not the inventor. Matter of fact, he didn't even invent Tesla. Tesla was already around before he came in and bought stakes in it. He just became the CEO. This is why Trump loves the poorly educated. Invented the EV. Then this person gave a fact. 1889 to 1891, William Morrison from Des Moines, Iowa, creates the first successful electric vehicle in the U.S. His car is little more than an electrified wagon, but it sparks an interest in electric vehicles. But he's running with the narrative that Elon, created the EV. Come on, man. Wow. Somebody else responded, all of his lovely EVs were recalled and stocks dropped significantly. Not to mention Tesla is now worth over 70% less than what it used to. He is the epitome of disgusting as a businessman and as a human. Wow. That person got some disgust for Elon, for real. Man. Somebody said, leave Elon alone. He's not a politician. His personal life is his to enjoy. No, it's not. It's not personal when you're at parties. It's not personal when you're a CEO of a SpaceX that receives federal government contracts. It's not personal. It's not personal when you act out in front of your employees. It's not personal. So that is what I have to say about billionaire problems for Elon Musk. He has to get under control. He has to get under control. If he doesn't, I fear that it may just get worse. Or at least some type of authority will step in to try to rein it in to get under control. If in fact he is doing these things. Now, we're getting hints, we're getting signals, we're getting alerts, we're seeing writings on the wall about this alleged use. But everyone, to me, look like they're turning a blind eye. Should we just let him do what he wants to do? Because if he's allowed to do what he wants to do, then guess what? We should be able to do what we want to do as well. No double standards, right? Everyone wants to be left alone. If they want to leave Elon alone, then make sure that they leave you alone. But they won't do that because you're not in the same rank as Elon is. So yeah, there's some things that needs to get fixed. The world is not perfect. But if they turn a blind eye to this, just imagine what the world's going to be like going forward. If they can't hold the accountable, the powerful, the ones with the billions accountable, if they can't hold them, then they definitely cannot hold the masses. We'll see what happens. Give me your thoughts. Make sure you maintain the profitability. And as always, trade different.